Hello, my friends. It's great to see you for yet another video. As look at us, we have survived another day in America. And that's pretty sketchy these days. It's pretty hit and miss with an absolute lunatic as a president that is using billionaires to starve children and things like that. And especially escalating his fight with the American people through use of the military. Yeah, it's kind of starting to be a wonder that we're all here for yet another day, isn't it? So we've got a lot to talk about today, as today's video hopefully serves as a reminder for people tomorrow that will be out protesting Donald Trump to hopefully keep our heads on straight and remember what it is that Donald Trump wants out of all this conflict that he's producing with the American people. And it is of my opinion that what Donald Trump wants is martial law. Do you know why? Because Donald Trump is a spoiled little brat that's never been told no in his entire life. And all of these Americans protesting against him is really, really pissing him off, as he believes that every American out there should be kissing his ass and celebrating his birthday tomorrow. So we've got a lot to talk about. First thing I want to do, if you guys don't mind, is really quick just thank you guys for all of the support, as this channel has now passed 60,000 subscribers, and I can't believe that many people want to listen to what I have to say, but I will take it. And also, we've got quite a few new channel members. Those just help to support the channel, because a lot of times I get myself in trouble here on YouTube. It's normally around the time that I start verbally abusing billionaires, YouTube starts giving me a string of videos that I'm not allowed to monetize. You know, I appreciate YouTube as a platform and everything they've given me in my life, but sometimes they get real grumpy with me, and those channel memberships just help support the channel when I'm getting myself in trouble over here. So thank you to everybody. It really means a lot to me to be able to build a bigger channel and have you guys interested in listening. So what we know, my friends, like I said, tomorrow is Donald Trump's birthday. We've got a 79-year-old man. I think it's 79 that he's turning. I'll be honest with you, I don't give a damn enough about Donald Trump as a person to be completely accurate on that, but I believe it's his 79th birthday. We've got a 79-year-old man, my friends, that is celebrating his birthday still, which, like, I mean, it's just a little weird to me, I guess. I stopped celebrating my birthdays after my 21st. What else was there? You know what I mean? What else was there? But hey, it's just a weird thing to me that this grown-ass man is throwing himself a birthday party. And it's even more weird, my friends, that he is using the military to celebrate him tomorrow. Isn't that fancy? That's right. A grown-ass man living out his boyhood fantasies of being a goddamn dictator is actually getting his wish, because this is dictator bullshit that is going on here. And it's often astonishing to me that this even fucking happened. I'm gonna say some things I've already said before, but it's worth repeating and trying to understand how we ended up in this situation in America. Remember, Donald Trump is a multiple-time draft dodger. Somebody told me in the comments he was able to dodge the draft 4 times. I don't really know that to be true. I didn't bother looking it up, but we know that Donald Trump is a draft dodger anyways, who used his daddy's money to get him a doctor's note that said he had bone spurs. Here's an interesting tidbit to go along with that. While people were gone fighting in Vietnam, Donald Trump later referred to him dodging STDs as his own personal Vietnam. Listen, I'm not one to worry about a guy's sex life. I don't give a flying fuck, but I don't think those things are equivalent, is all I'm trying to say. And I think that that's probably a shitty thing to say. I would say that, you know, when I was a young man, I didn't go into the military. I didn't. I got scared. I'm not going to lie to you. I bitched out when it was time for me to join the military. I did sign up for the selective service, though, which is more patriotic than Donald Trump ever was. But I had friends that went to the military, and that was around the time of George W. Bush's war in Iraq, and I actually have friends that went to war. Now, it would be pretty shitty of me to say that, you know what, I was kind of at war also. I was banging so many chicks, bro, you don't even know the hell I went through. That's the equivalent of what Donald Trump said. On top of that, my friends, Donald Trump has referred to our military as suckers and losers. Donald Trump used Elon Musk power that he somehow got to fire veterans from their jobs and cut off their VA benefits. Yeah, and we're still not done. Donald Trump referred to prisoner of war John McCain What did he say? How did he say it? He said, "Oh, he said I don't respect John McCain because he was captured." And listen, my friends, I know that in this day and age, you're supposed to be a hardliner on your side of the political spectrum, and for the most part, I am. I don't believe in a lot of the bullshit, any of the bullshit that comes out of MAGA dorks' fucking mouths at this point. But there was a time where you could at least look at a Republican and you could respect them. And John McCain, even though we had a lot of differences, there were a lot of things that maybe I could look at John McCain and say, what the fuck were you doing? The one thing I respected about John McCain was he had a spine. The man had a backbone, and he stood up for what he believed in. I remember the time when he prevented Obamacare from being shut down. You know, Obamacare, it's the same as the ACA for you jackasses that think they were different. John McCain saved a lot of people from losing their health care, and he was the deciding vote, I believe, when it came to that. John McCain did not allow a woman at his own rally to shit talk Barack Obama and talk about how he was an immigrant, whatever the fuck it was. They were saying that the birther thing. You guys remember that? Where he didn't have a birth certificate and all that shit. Excuse me, choking on my water. Good God, that just happened out of nowhere. Let me have another drink. God, I am the most professional and by far the most attractive YouTuber out there, my friends, as I choke all over my videos. Anyways, I don't know how I got to 60,000 subs. That's pretty common in my videos. I don't know why you guys are here, if I'm being honest with you. But anyways, John McCain shut that shit down immediately when this woman in his rally tried to create that division. For that, I respect John McCain. I respect a lot of decisions that he fucking made, and I do not respect Donald Trump, and I do not understand why anybody in our military respects Donald Trump after all the shit talking he has done about you guys and all the trouble in their lives he has caused the veterans. But with all that said, Donald Trump is getting his military parade tomorrow, my friends. Isn't that fucking precious? Isn't that really fucking something? And Donald Trump has said that anybody protesting his birthday and his military will be met with big force. I don't know what we got to do to get to bigly force, but we're obviously pushing his buttons because big force is coming, my friends, to anybody that protests. And just to be clear, Donald Trump did not say anything about violence. He did not say anything at all about burning down buildings or anything like that. Donald Trump initially said anyone that protests. That's right, my friends. The dictator has said anybody using their constitutional rights tomorrow will face force. And if you're not convinced that he's a dictator, there's at least that. But only dictators have military parades in their fucking honor. The fact that anybody in America is still cheering for this shit is fucking beyond me. But the fact of the matter stands, Donald Trump said you will meet force tomorrow for protesting his parade. Well, millions of us are still going out to do it anyways, and you can eat shit, Donald Trump. There ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it. And if you choose to use force against the American people, that will be a choice you make all on your own, Donald Trump. But we have to understand what is happening here. There is a lot going on. Remember that Donald Trump has commandeered the California National Guard to go out and stoke violence between American citizens and the military. Now, let me be clear on that, because I fear that I may have said that wrong and some lunatic just lost their fucking shit all over my comment section. I am not saying that the military and the National Guard is going out there to be violent, but it is a message from Donald Trump trying to stoke that violence between America and the military. It is a matter of fact what Donald Trump wants to fucking happen. He wants us to react with violence because it is fully my belief at this point that Donald Trump does in fact want to declare martial law. And that will be the greatest birthday present that America could give him at this point. If tomorrow during these protests, violence breaks out, Donald Trump will have what he needs to declare martial law and get away with it, and that will be the greatest gift this country could ever give him. As a man that wants to be a dictator, you will be doing him a huge favor. Now, I understand that Gavin Newsom took that to court, and he won the court case initially. I'm not a legal scholar, my friends. Initially, he won the court case, then it went to, I guess, to an appeals court, where the appeals court has issued a stay the same way that they issued a stay on Trump's tariffs, which means Donald Trump still has control over California's National Guard while this gets sorted out, the same way that it meant Donald Trump's tariffs were still on while this gets sorted out. Now, my friends, I don't know if I mentioned it in this video or not, because this is about my 15th take. I kept fucking the video up. I don't know if I mentioned it. I will be out there at my small rural red Colorado's protest against Donald Trump tomorrow. I obviously have great concerns because, for one, I've never been to a protest before. This will be my first time attending a protest of any kind. I do not know how to act. I do not know what I'm supposed to do. I know that I'm going to pay attention to the people there that I will be able to tell have been to these protests and understand what they are doing. But I have a lot of fears that Donald Trump is intentionally going to create violence at these protests that are against him. I don't put it past the Trump administration in some form or another to have paid actors out there to shove you around to get you worked up so you start shoving someone else around. All it's going to take is a little bit of a shoving match for Donald Trump to put it all over the news and say that this is what fucking happened and violence has broke out across America. And Fox News will be right there to cheer it on because Fox News wants you peasants under their thumb also. We should never forget that Fox News is owned by billionaires. They pay millionaires to keep your fucking asses in line, and they will be cheering this on. I think it was Fox News that was using 5-year-old fucking footage of LA showing police cars on fire to prove that that is exactly what's going on in LA right now. The point of all of that is, I think tomorrow, and I do not want to discourage anybody from going out there. I think everybody should go out there and protest. I think tomorrow, by design, the Trump administration will push for some sort of violence to happen in America. I fear by the end of the day, maybe I'm being hyperbolic, maybe I'm overreacting, but I fear by the end of the day, we could be in possibly a martial law situation if we all don't keep our wits about us and try to avoid conflict by any means necessary. Remember, we do have the constitutional right to peacefully assemble and air our grievances about the leadership of this country. We do not have any constitutional protection when we start chucking bricks or lighting shit on fire. It is over at that point, and it is giving him exactly what he wants. Now, we have to understand that the traitors to America, and who I mean by traitors to America is the assholes that still wear the red hat. The MAGA movement at this point is 100% traitors to America, as they are cheering on a dictator in America right now. Do not forget, they have betrayed our country. These people are not patriots. They are the exact opposite of what a patriot is. A patriot would not show loyalty to one man. They would show loyalty to a country. And anybody that's paying any kind of attention knows that the MAGA movement, that Donald Trump is not doing anything for the country. It is all for him and his billionaire buddies to get richer and richer off of your back, off of the backs of hardworking Americans out there. They are traitors to the country, and that's all there fucking is to it. Where was I going with that? Give me a second to gather my thoughts because I forgot what the fuck I was saying. We have that constitutional right is where I was at. Oh yeah, I was reading a Ask Trump Supporters subreddit. That's a real thing, believe it or not. And it's pretty active. There's a lot of people in it. And somebody had asked the Trump supporters a question: what do you feel about Donald Trump threatening to use military force against civilians that are out there protesting him? And we have to understand that MAGA is 100% fucking brainwashed, because we already know that, don't we? But one of the common themes was, well, with the way the left protest, his violent force will be necessary because the left always protest in violence. Let's not forget, my friends, this is the party of insurrectionists, the actual people that went out and charged the Capitol because they apparently believe the lies about election being stolen, where they bashed police officers in the heads on that fucking day. They actually protest with violence, but they are 100% convinced that we are the ones that do it. Sorry about all the stumbling over my words. Sometimes I forget what I'm saying. But we need to understand everything that is against us, my friends. The Trump regime is against us. Right-wing media is 100% against us. And the people out there wearing the MAGA hats, the people that are our coworkers, our cousins, our brothers, our sisters, our parents, our children even in some cases, are 100% in favor of us getting a police baton up against the fucking head tomorrow. They are supporting it. That's the America we live in, okay? So, as a person that's not an experienced protester, I have bad news. I don't have good advice. The only advice I can offer is keep this shit in the back of your fucking mind. They want you to react in violence tomorrow. You are giving Donald Trump exactly what he wants by reacting in violence tomorrow. And I would keep that in your mind and do everything in your power tomorrow to continue to demonstrate your dissatisfaction, your displeasure with the Trump regime, and do everything you can to keep your fucking cool, because somebody out there may be out there just to push your buttons to get you to react. We do not trust these fuckers, okay? And like I said, I say that all as a person that's not experienced in protesting, but I have strong suspicions that this is what they're going for. And now I'm exhausted because it's about my 15th take of the video. I hope I fucking got it right. I still don't know if I did. Anyways, I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye now.